When I started uploading videos to this channel back in spring of 2022, I made a vow that I would never private or delete any of my videos for any reason. It didn't matter how cringy I would find them, how badly they aged, or how much I regret making them. My back catalog will forever be a part of this channel's history, no matter what. And I still stand by that. Yeah, none of my old content is going anywhere, even the ones featured in this video. The purpose of this episode isn't to disown any of my videos or tell people not to watch them, but simply explain why just because something is still up on my channel doesn't mean I 100% stand by it. My first ever top 10 list also happens to be my least favorite, which I guess is for the best since it means I got better at them as I went along, but that still leaves us with the video itself. Beyond the fact that the list itself is somewhat outdated, that can't really be helped, opinions change involuntarily. The whole video has kind of a sloppy feel to it. I definitely have what you could call an economical approach to editing. I don't like to fill my videos with random ADD garbage. It's more trouble than it's worth, given how easily it can end up seeming more obnoxious than engaging. However, I still try to disguise my laziness as best I can in my later work, whereas here, I do things like just using a single video from a given YouTuber and use that almost entirely unedited to represent their spot on the list. You're not really supposed to do that. I'm also not overly fond of the ending. I wanted to be genuine for a moment and talk about how the top spot legitimately holds a special place in my heart, and I have a lot of sentimentality for it, which is true. I just don't think my ability to emote through my narration was really where it needed to be at the time, and I'm still working on that. It ends up coming across a little too saccharine here. Not a terrible video, just very half-baked. Again, not like this video is horrendous or anything, it's just got some glaring holes in it, some of which were within my control, others that were not. An example of the latter, it looks like shit. I recorded this gameplay with OBS at 720p and 30 frames per second, and while it looked okay on my laptop as it was playing it, when I imported the footage into the project, it was absolutely chuggerific, as you can tell. Thankfully, I've since gotten a new PC, so if I ever need to record gameplay again, it'll look a little better. I'll give myself this, I don't seem to be that terrible at the game, I just didn't have the hardware to record it properly. Something that's not down to technical difficulties is my stance I take towards the game's gacha system, which some decried as predatory, and me placing the blame on consumers for getting duped into an obviously dubious reward system instead of just enjoying the game and not worrying about unlocking everything. Yes, undeniably some responsibility falls on the player not to get duped into the developer or publisher's endless stream of DLCs, microtransactions, and the like, but does that totally excuse the creators for putting those features in the first place? I don't think so. Of course, I knew this at the time and tried to state as such in the video, but I nevertheless glossed over the blame that falls upon publishers for putting this garbage in to begin with, and really honed in on taking the piss out of people for falling for it, so to speak. This is a recurring problem I have, thinking I'm being clear about something because it makes sense to me, because I'm the one thinking about it. Not realizing that if I'm putting something up on a public platform for anyone to watch, it has to make sense to anyone. And that line of thinking would later come back and really bite me in the ass, but before we got that, we have another video. While a lot of the overall points I make in this video do stand up, the main problem here is the target I chose to relay those points. I really should have just made it straight up if I wanted to make a video about my frustrations with modern Hollywood, without feeling the need to create some kind of catalyst. Sure, me thinking it was stupid they were making a sequel to Twister of all things is what motivated me to make the video, but why did I need to include that? I could have easily not done that and just made it and left it ambiguous as to why. Not really much more to say for this one. I wanted to make a video talking about how legacy sequels are dumb. I did. I just chose the wrong way to go about it. This is probably the video I was most unsure about uploading before I did, and my uncertainty over whether it should stay up lingered for several days afterwards. Ultimately, I decided that, like with all my content, it would be better for anyone at any time to see my fuck-ups for what they are, and this is no exception. As for what I fucked up, if you don't remember or don't care, there was some controversy going down in the Godzilla community last summer. My video goes over the very basics of the situation, but there's many other videos from people far more involved in this whole fiasco than I was that did a better job at laying it all out. As for the video, that's the first problem. I had practically no skin in the game when it came to this situation. I wasn't one of the people affected, I don't belong to any groups affected, it's not even like I'm a big name in the community or anything. I just felt like making a video about it because that's what everyone else was doing. Yeah, I'm a Godzilla fan and I consider myself part of the Godzilla fandom, but does that really give me the credentials to opine this heavily on that particular controversy? So, okay, this video didn't need to exist. Big deal. What video does? Well, I'm not off the hook yet. I did this as an unscripted video. To be clear, none of my videos are totally unscripted. I do write notes and stuff, even if I don't have a formal script prepared, but maybe for something like this, I should have written a whole script, as I feel matters as delicate as this require pretty careful word choice, and that's not something I can summon off the top of my head, especially on camera. But scripted videos take longer, and I just had to get my thoughts out before the zeitgeist died down, so I went in raw, and the video was, once again, half-baked. Thank you for watching, have a great day, and until next time, see ya.